Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, specifically another Damn Canada video. If you've seen my other videos, then you'll probably notice that my background is different. The reason for that, which I do think I did mention in my last video, is that I have moved, which is also the reason I've been pretty MIA for the past few months. But if you'd like to know more about my life, I have another video coming out all about my move and everything. It either might be at the same time as this video or in the next few days. But let's now move on to this case I've really wanted to bring some attention to. Quick little disclaimer, all the information in this video is public knowledge and all the sources I will be using are in the description down below. This video is intended to gather all public knowledge and put it into a easy to follow timeline. I encourage everyone to always do their own research and come to their own conclusion. And remember, never leave hate for anybody in the comments. You never know who's reading. So let's get into it. Stefanie Cummings was a beautiful 24-year-old woman from Sudbury, Ontario, with brown hair, blue eyes, and a smile that could light up any room. She was the type of person that was always there for anybody in need or anybody that just needed emotional support. She had a great love for animals and people, and with a bubbly personality and a unique laugh that could draw anyone in, she made a lasting impression on anyone she came in contact with. In September of 2012, the 17th to be exact, Stefanie was full of smiles, as usual, celebrating her 24th birthday. Friends that celebrated with her remember her being a ray of sunshine and jumping around the room with happiness when she opened her gift from her mother. Stefanie and her mother, Carrie, were extremely close. They had that type of mother-daughter relationship that any mother would be proud to have with their daughter. They spoke all the time, with Stefanie calling her mother just to let her know that she was safe and well. Stefanie's mother lived with her husband in Sudbury, Ontario, and her father lived in the United States with his wife, and Stefanie also had 7 step-siblings. So she definitely knew what a big family life was like. But about a week later, on September 24th, Stefanie seen her family for what she didn't know would be her last time. The following day, on September 25th, Stefanie drove to the new Sudbury Shopping Center, parked her black 2006 4-door Grand Prix GT in the lot, and was never seen alive again. The following week, on October 2nd, her vehicle was reported abandoned at the new Sudbury Shopping Center. And the same day, Stefanie was reported to the Sudbury police as a missing person. All of her belongings were found in her vehicle, phone, purse, etc., from the reports that I've read. Once the news got out about Stefanie being missing, many people were very worried about her and the community started actively looking for her. A Facebook page was created by, I believe, her friend called Find Stefanie. But unfortunately, on October 13th, just 10 days after she was reported missing, just before 11 a.m., a couple were out for an innocent walk in the morning when, upon passing a ditch lining O'Neill Drive West in Garson, they found Stefanie's body left abandoned. Now, this discovery rocked the small community of Garson, along with the rest of the people following Stefanie's case. The Find Stefanie page did turn into a memorial page, reaching over 700 members at one point, with many people expressing confusion, anger about the discovery. So following the discovery of her body, the police did set up a command center and were actively searching the area and surrounding areas, and they did remain there for the next few days. So now at this point in time, the community is putting a lot of pressure on the police to find out what happened to Stefanie. As news spread, questions began to be asked. What happened to Stefanie? Who left her there? How long did they have her? How long was she alive? And so many other questions that I can't even begin to list. Locals in the area spoke amongst one another, and it was determined that she was definitely not there the day before, since locals walked that very location daily. I personally would consider it a high foot traffic area, since there are a lot of ATV trails in the area. The road basically leads to a conservation area, and also there's a school, as well as many little houses in that area. It's a very small little neighborhood. All right, so as you can see, this is the whole of O'Neill Drive West. If you zoom in and go to this end, which is either the beginning or end, whatever you want to look at it, all of it is basically like suburb area, just little suburb area. And then as you go, it gets a little more like industrial. There's some factories and stuff, and there is some more houses that are more spread out in the area. And as you can see above it, it is all wilderness, ATV trails, and water as well. And then right at the end of O'Neill Drive West, there is the Mallee Conservation Area, and it's quite large. So if you zoom out, you can just see that all behind O'Neill Drive West is wilderness and lakes and ATV trails and a lot of just openness. But for O'Neill Drive West, it looks long, but really it's maybe a 2-minute drive from beginning to end. So it really isn't that big. That's all. Just for you guys to get a better idea. So obviously this is kind of a weird spot to leave a body. They could have easily walked farther into the woods and made it more difficult to find her, but they didn't. They left it in an area where somebody would very likely come upon her in a very short amount of time. But as time went on January 2013, Staff Sergeant Al Asunma, I'll put his name on the screen so I don't butcher it, with the Greater Sudbury Police Criminal Investigation Unit, reported that he was still waiting to receive the toxicology report due to the Toronto forensics labs being extremely overwhelmed at that moment in time. Sudbury is a very small city, with the region being mostly made up of other small little towns all around it. So any kind of case that needs a lot more technological advances, they are most usually sent to Toronto, which is about 4 hours away. Now, it was mentioned at some point that the police did have surveillance of the new Sudbury Shopping Centre, but the video themselves have never been released to the public, nor has any information pertaining to the videos. So we don't know if she ever entered the new Sudbury Shopping Center. We don't know if she left. We don't know if she was there with people. We don't even know if it was her that left her car there. But as usual, as time went on, the community, I don't want to say forgot about Stefanie, but it got put onto the back burner. Other things happened in the community, people's lives went on, and the uproar of Stefanie's case was never kept up like it should have been, with only a few people every few years bringing light to her dark case. Ultimately, Stefanie Cummings' death was labeled as suspicious, but also considered drug-related. But when it comes to the public's knowledge, we are unaware why it is drug-related, and we can only begin to speculate. And to add some salt to an open wound, the Sudbury Police Staff Sergeant, Jordan Buchanan, I'll leave it on the screens once again, had stated the case is criminal, but not considered a homicide, stating it's a criminal offense to dispose of human remains in that manner, but this is not a homicide case. Now, I personally won't get into that statement, but let's just put it at, I don't like it. Now, in my personal opinion, from strictly looking at this case as an outsider and reading all of the information, I personally think that whatever the drug-related reasoning is, may be the same reason the police don't seem to be doing all they can with this case, or even showing much heart, especially when it comes to that last comment. Whether she was put there right after she died or 2 weeks after she did, she was missing for 2 weeks without her belongings, and that's extremely alarming. Still to this day, there are so many unanswered questions about this case. And honestly, I wrote like 5 different endings for this, but none of them just really seemed right. I can sit here and speculate all day every scenario that could possibly have happened, or every little discrepancy in this case, or every unanswered question. But in this case, I really don't feel like this is going to do any good. This case is going to be 10 years old next year. I can only hope that maybe somebody with the proper information to properly solve this case will let that be known to the right people. Crime Stoppers is always a good way to submit information anonymously without your identity ever being known. So that's basically all the information I have for this case. My heart truly goes out to the family and friends of Stefanie. I hope that all unanswered questions will have answers soon. I also would like to express that I made this video solely with love and care, and I sincerely hope that this video doesn't add to the trauma and heartache, but instead shows you a sign that she is not and will not ever be forgotten. Like always, do your own research and come to your own conclusion on whatever your gut instinct tells you. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments on this case and talk with you guys about it. If you don't know, I always do my best to respond back to any of the comments and start a discussion with you guys. If you appreciated this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up to let me know. And if you'd like to know more about the missing, the murder, and the mayhem that goes on here in Canada, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next unscheduled video. But be safe out there. Stay golden.